I'm going to go ahead and continue with somebody that I have right over here for a quick interview. I'll try not to hog all the time, but we're talking about textiles, and I'm going to develop a Hi, I'm Robert. I'm Robert Akish. Tell us about who your company is, who you are, and your experience with the show.
Look, we are, as you can see, Berger Textiles from Germany. We sell digital printable textiles. And look, I think we are quite happy to be here. Actually, after that really long time not being let out, right? And talk to our customers. We are really, really, really excited to be here, actually.
Excellent. What were you doing over this period of time when there were no shows? What was your company engaged in? Are you doing new exciting products or just servicing your existing client base? How was it going for you?
So look, actually we did our homework. Yeah. So in product development, we sat down and thought about what can the future look like. I think a lot of our products we switched to a sustainable version. So most of our products now are also available with recycled yarn, produced with recycled yarn. We are also working on the complete loop to take stuff back after it is used. That's one of our projects we are working on. And by the way, and you can also see that in the interior section, work on a product line which is called Personal Fabrics, which is printable with pigment ink technology and can be used for the production of home fashion and decor.
Excellent. So do you feel that this is, somebody once said that the future of print is everything. They print on everything from flashlights to paper to textiles. Do you see a lot of growth in this area and a lot of interest from your current customers?
Look, I think actually that company have been more focusing in the past on large format printing, but what we also see is that people want to have something in smaller volumes, by the way. So and for that, it is interesting to print digital, actually, to really just make things, to customize stuff, by the way. If you have a hotel, for example, and they want to have some rooms printed in their kind of look and feel, from the cushion to a curtain to carpet, it's now much easier than it had been years before. And I think we see really a growing market within that sector.
Okay, that's excellent. We wish you a really good show.
Excellent.
And we'll be back by maybe perhaps tomorrow. See how things are going. Okay, thank you very much.
Good to see you. Take it here.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to my good friend Jacques because he has somebody lined up and ready to go. Jacques.
Great, thanks. So one of the reasons that we are here is browsing the aisles, right? And letting you see that we see and what we find. So while going through the aisles here, let's go. We'll go and find a company called Dinens, which I think is quite interesting. I don't know about them, but they're actually, like we said earlier, like a manufacturer of inks, printing machines, and the substrates to, we'll have the CTO of the company himself explain them a little bit more. So these are the effects actually that you get from their technology. And I will be talking with the man himself, the CTO of Demens. Hi, it's a real doctor, not a medical one, but it's a doctor.
Chemical engineer.
In chemical engineering. So great. So bring us a little bit quickly up to speed of what are you showing here at FESPA?
So we're showing the lens printers, which are 3D printing. They can reduce texture up to 1 millimeter simultaneously in color, and that can be used in a variety of applications, like wall cover that's just hang on the walls, or the whole image can be printed just by texture and then painted over.
Right, so you don't need like any post finishing on the printed product.
Well, you need to cut the edges, right? So to have the seam right, but if you can paint it over, in one of the applications we call it dimensions decor, the whole image is created just by texture. And then it can be painted to the same color like other ones to fit in the interior. It also can be used for other applications like silicone edge graphics over here, so it can be stretched in the aluminum frame, and that would not require construction.
Is that something that is here, for example, that you can show the viewers which you are particularly, let's say, proud of, which is particularly innovative for?
I would say that's that we're working on.
So this is like a concrete effect.
Yeah, so you have here a whole image, 2 millimeters actually in thickness, created by digital 3D printing. And then it was painted over by 2 different sets of colors, creating a concrete-like effect. And that's really something unique because to produce an embossed image of this size would be possible only manually.
Yeah, this really gets into the mode, like concrete finishing,
And because there is a manual finishing, it provides very expensive manual labor look, not just a printed wall, but actually manually produced.
and it's still printed.
Yeah, exactly. It's still printed. We can also have a look on a very nice one in the back. Okay, let's have a look. So this one is without the complete effect, just created by central units of color. It creates a very subtle image that really can fit in any environment. And this is also kind of unseen image because in the past, it was much more use and work images there. They would repeat every half a meter. So this is something that architects and designers have not seen yet.
Well, anyway, people have the demands, haven't seen it before, so here you have it. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you very much.
What do you think of itself?
I just think, to be honest, that this is stunning. I still didn't get the technology. It's like digital embossed.
Yeah, it's a digital printing system that like gives you like 3D layering of.
But it's just because when you look at this one, for example.
Yeah, it's finished probably here with painting. It's kind of like
okay,
a wall,
so the
wall
wallpaper,
covering
okay.
wallpaper.
Because if you look at some of the, it actually looks like it's embossed.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is quite amazing, and that is the machine over there that does it.
Yeah.
So fantastic. I think Robert has actually one more, and it doesn't. I mean, just so you know, we will have. Giga probably needs to recharge his personal batteries as well because he's been the one that carried the camera and been doing this. But we are having some lunch. We are charging some batteries. And maybe, Robert, do you need any more now, or should we take lunch now?
I think we should take lunch now because that means food.
That means food. So, guys, thank you for the morning live session here. I think that this format is not too bad. I think it gives us a sense of the show, and that was basically what we wanted to have.
I think that it's a lot more exciting than I would have imagined, and that's because so many people are here and they all seem to be very interested in what's going on. So that's healthy for the industry.
So, and hopefully we can bring across a little bit of our enthusiasm as well too.
And I was just thinking that, I mean, too soon to have like highlights. I mean, do you have anything that you find really like trends or you find really interesting technologies?
Well, I do, definitely. There's something I've been following for a long time, and that has to do with the ability to print on the different textiles for the home decor market and for interior designers to be able to really customize and not worry about if somebody has manufactured it in bulk to be able to make it affordable, but to not only customize it, but to have it be readily available in a short period of time. I think this is a whole new industry for it. I don't know who said it, I've said this before in another interview. Someone once said that the future of print is everything, and we do. Right now you can see there is not one type of object that hasn't a technology to be able to print on it, and there's one that we'll cover after our lunch break that I think is extremely interesting, from shoes to, well, everything else.
Yeah, well, as they say, I concur with your point of view. So yeah, mainly within the substrates, also the inks, the inkjet technology that is used, and certainly when we're out here, we can see and feel things, you know, and see for ourselves what is possible now with the new technology. Because, yeah, let's face it, over a screen, it's hard to get the impression of what it's really about.
That is one of the reasons why I think that the last interview that we just did with the dimension here, dimension, sorry, is really fantastic because it shows that the third dimension also in print really plays an effect when you know, Robert, you know that as well. We have been talking so many times about that. One of the things that print can do that you don't really see in
digital form is the tactile, right? The tactility or
Tactile or haptic.
yeah, haptic, yeah. Because you basically see when you see the walls like just behind us and also the one that we see here, it is it gives you something that you can't do on screen.
The texture is very deep, and they're doing we used to call it blinded emboss from behind, and regular emboss that would go on the front of the paper, and they're all doing it on a single pass through the device.
In a pretty large format as well.
In very large format. This is what I meant by decor. This can cover a wall without a problem. I think that's going to open up areas that readers never even imagined, and that's one of the questions I was asking. We're working on this last few years, and you have to be the show or the renovator. I think that's what's exciting people.
My takeaway from today, we spoke about it just before, and you discussed it yesterday evening, is I think there's a lot of people here talking about the environmental things, from less consumption of ink to greener substrates to technology that makes I think it's pretty amazing, and you see, you and I will recover it because is it true or is it more like a greenwashing kind of? I'm not saying greenwashing here, but because we need to dig into it. But there is a tendency that everybody wants to, market themselves being green. And I think that you see a lot of people here with the green approach from substrates to inks to machines. Right?
Well, I think that the issue is one of magnitude. How much have they done? I do believe people are sincere about wanting to make it better. I think that the marketing teams have probably taken it to the extreme. We kind of want to investigate that, as we discussed, and find out what's real and what isn't. And I think it's important to have this effort going on from waste to recovery to recycling.
So maybe on that note, if we go have lunch and then afterwards we go look for that sustainable notion, right?
Yeah, great. We also still need we have a hole there in that direction that we have not been at yet. I also just realized one thing that we need to cover is the FESPA Amsterdam.
Yeah, well, there's plenty to see, so yeah.
So thank you for a wonderful morning, and to our dear viewers. I hope you enjoyed mentioning
With all the work that he's been doing.
I actually did that just before when you were turning off your hearing aids.
we'll flip the camera sometime this afternoon.
Thank you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Everyone.
See you later.